All right. Hello. Hi. Hello, everyone. Just let me make sure. Yeah, it looks like hello. Bob. And let's just get right to the chat. Yeah, yes, exactly. FKHC, get on with it. And hail. Yes, hello. And hail. And hello to Old Man Bird. He says the Great Barrier Reef is the largest coral reef in the world. Second is the Honduras Reef. Spidey has dived them both. That is true. Yes, in Utila in Honduras, which is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful there. Of course, the Great Barrier Reef is, you know, incomparable, but incomparable. Hello to Suzanne. Hello and welcome to you as well. And Carla Burton, if you're here, hello and welcome to you as well. Yeah, good to see you. All right. Well, let's. Yeah. So I was going through some of my photos to choose a show there, and I stumbled upon an old CD that I haven't played in a long time, and it looks like it's photos that I took from when I was backpacking around Australia in 2001. I went all around Australia, and then I had these photos that were taken with a film camera put into digital. I think they were just scanned in, so they're not at the greatest the highest resolution, but we'll see. And it's from all over Australia. So let's let's start with. Let's start with this one, and I'll put it up, and I'll see if there's not too many. I don't have that many photos, so it's not going to be a terribly long stream. Probably less than an hour or thereabouts. But let's make this a little bigger, and let's see if the chat can guess. Assuming we have people in the chat, see what if they can guess what each of the photos is. So let's present this. Yes, share that, and let's put that up there. So let's see if the audience knows this one. There we go. And yeah, let's oh no, that's not right. No, is that better? I don't know. We'll see. No, that's not right. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. No, that's not it. That one. No. Okay. No, that's how come it. We'll start over. I liked it the first way. I'm new to this, folks. Still, well, puts me up pretty small, but whatever. I don't care. And I want to say thank you, Canadian Spider-Man, for another show. Oh shit, you're welcome. We're just looking at some photos I took. Nothing special here. I just took a little bit of time to organize them all. And hello, Suzanne. Good morning. I guess it is past midnight where you are. I started late tonight because I know Tony Stark of Iron is streaming, and so I didn't want to interrupt his show. He had a good thing going on, and I was having fun watching him. Miskatonic Madman, hello. Hey, good to see you, buddy. Very good to see you. And it's our friend Rusty Rivers. Hey, man, good to see you. You've been pumping out some great content. I saw I saw the one about the murder reenactment, man. That was a good video. I like that. That's fantastic. Yes, you've been busy. You've been really busy, man. Caught my snorkeling stream earlier. Oh, well, it was scuba diving. Yeah, but excellent, Suzanne. Yeah, cave scuba diving. Yeah, Rusty. I don't know if you caught it, but I put out a video where I was doing some cenote cave scuba diving in Mexico earlier today. And yes, FKHC 2005. You are correct. And I want to say hello. Oh, it's Scotty R37's birthday today. Oh shit. If he had a stream, I would have gone. Oh, hey, yes, I know it is Tiger Stripes. I didn't want to clash with Stark of Iron. I should have just gone anyway, but it took me a bit to get organized. It's been busy. I've been doing some automotive repairs. My gas tank decided to have a giant hole in it from a rock because we're in the country and sometimes you get a rock. So I had to do some repairs. But yes, this is Uluru, otherwise known as Ayers Rock, and that's at sunset, so it is turning red. And it's too bad. And there is the sunset. There we go. And I wonder. Ooh, okay. So this is the north coast of Australia. This is up in a little place called Broome in Western Australia. They actually have camels up there, and you can rent them. You can go on a tour, a camel ride sunset tour, which I did not do, but I was there at the sunset. And Tiger Stripe says, "Oof, Canadian Spider-Man. Sorry to hear about your car. It happens living in the country. Fortunately, I'm handy, and I have a repair it doesn't cost me a whole lot of money, so I can fix it, and I've got time. So, and I have socket sets and wrenches and tools and things like that. So, fortunately, I'm handy. And okay, all right. That is not a lobster. Anyone familiar with Australia? That is that is their version of a freshwater lobster, and that is a full-size beer bottle beside it. That Australian, I believe that's a Cascade Brewery, which is a good beer. It's a top-shelf beer, but yeah, that beer bottle is full-size. That is not a lobster. And yeah, ooh, happy birthday to Scotty. And happy birthday to your fiance, Tiger Stripes. Well, there you go. And she says, yes, we've had a stressful 20 hours or so. Oh, no. Broken pipe in the front yard last night. Our plumber came out like a champ today and got it done in the rain. That's amazing. You're able to get a plumber the same day. That's amazing. No, it's not a lobster, and it's still so big. It's called a freshwater. It's a marin. It's kind of like a freshwater lobster, but it's called a marin with an M, a marin, and you find them all over freshwater ponds, even in cow ponds all over Western Australia. So you get them with scoop nets. So yeah, there we go. Oh, and that's not a drone. This is before drones. This is 2001, so drones weren't really a thing back then. I climbed the mast. Well, the captain let me climb the mast. So this is off the coast of Brisbane. This is sailing between Morton Island and Stradbroke Island, I believe. But yeah, this is yeah. I climbed the mast, and there's a sailboat down below. We're just having fun. And I want to say hello to West Kegel. And yeah, they are good eating, Tiger Stripes. The marin are good eating. They are delicious. They taste just like lobster, pretty much. So yeah, there's the boat from the mast. Oh, okay. So I did say that I had driven a tin boat on the Mary River, where all the crocodiles are in Northern Territory, where Crocodile Dundee was partly filmed. So this is the Mary River, and this is me driving the tinny boat. And I want to say hello to Sashi. And yes, I figured Rusty River says, I have climbed the mast a few times. Well, that's because Rusty is a pirate. So that makes sense. I'm not surprised. It's a CSN song right there. I don't know what CSN is. What's CSN? Cardinal Sin song, maybe? I don't know. Okay. Oh, that's sorry, that's the best photo the film camera can do at the time. But that is about a 4-meter crocodile. That's 4 meter. That's about 13 feet or so. So right there, yeah, he's as close as he looks. There's no zoom on that camera. And yes, Rusty was born a pirate. I believe that. Absolutely. And no, Sashi, I did not become a pirate on that trip. It was much later where I became a pirate. Looks like the keel weighed more than Spidey, thank goodness. Yes, I think I was like 130 pounds at that time. So, yeah. Ooh, that's the Bully Rock Holes also in Northern Territory. The Bully Rock Holes. And there's waterfalls leading into them. So there's no crocodiles because they'd have to survive a giant waterfall. So you can swim where there's waterfalls in Northern Territory. Oh, okay. And if you go to Kakadu National Park, where the Mary River is, where Crocodile D was partly filmed. You can go caving if you climb up to Jim Jim Falls, and they're really tall. And you get, or there's a road you can get up there, and you can climb the crevice down below, so you can actually scale right up that. And yeah, I climbed right up that crack with your back against the rock and your hands against the other rock, and you climb right up, and it's about, I don't know, 30 feet up the crevice. That was a lot of fun. I don't know if they let you do that anymore. I'm quite sure the guide got in trouble for letting us do that. I don't know if insurance companies let you do that. Oh, there's Jim Jim Falls right there. So there's the falls, and you go up on top, and then there's a couple of different sections with crevices that where you can just see. Tiger Stripe says, dude, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Oh, shit. Of course, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And Young later. Oh, yeah, the photo of me driving the boat. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. I like that. Hey, Jason Fox. Hey, man. Good to see you way over in Scandinavia. Good to have our Scandinavian friends join us. Man, excellent. I'm doing fantastic. I'm just showing you a picture of Jim Jim Falls, which is really famous in Kakadu National Park. It's up in Northern Territory. And most of the year, there's just tons of water cascading over that. But there's a couple of months of the year, and this would have been probably November. That was it's dry, so it's just before the rainy season really starts up there. So they were dry, and here again, it's looking out over the Mary River in Northern Territory, Australia, as the sun goes down. And okay, there is the view from on top of those Jim Jim Falls, looking down through the river. And so, of course, you can swim there because the crocodile is not going to survive that fall if the water was flowing. So down there, you can swim and it's safe. But generally, in Northern Territory, you got to be really careful about where you swim. And there's some more falls. Now, this is near. This is again near Kakadu Park. It's not too far from Jim Jim Falls, and it's just that whole area is just water and rock and red rock. Old Man Bird says, Lemon Pipe's just asking about where's Jason yesterday. And there he is. It's always good to have you here, Jason Fox. Always good, man. Can't stay too long. I have to go to my grandfather's funeral today. Oh, dude. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Really sorry to hear that. Well, I'm glad you're here. At least you are here. So that is good. Always good to see you, man. Okay, so this is called Kings Canyon, and it is apparently larger than the Grand Canyon. The reason why, now it's a trick when they tell you that the tour guide tells you that, and it's not too far from Uluru, it's not too far from Ayers Rock, really. And yes, Kings Canyon is technically bigger than the Grand Canyon. Because according to them, because of the way it was formed, the Grand Canyon isn't technically a canyon. This is a true canyon because of the way it is formed. And you'd have to ask a geologist for more details. That is Kings Canyon in the red center of Australia. And yeah, it's a steep drop. It's several hundred feet straight down. Crocodile hasn't figured out yet. No. They didn't give me any trouble, and I'm glad, because if they had known how novice I was at driving the boat, I was the only one that had any boat experience, and the guide, he needed a second person, so I said, yeah, I'll do it. The Irish guys had no experience. Yeah. When Metal came up on Tony's, Tony's stream was good. I was there for most of it. Very sorry to hear about your father, Jason Fox. Once the crocs learn, I wouldn't want to mess with a croc at all. Okay. And there's the golf course. We went to a beautiful golf course at a winery. Wineries are fantastic, where you can go and have great food for not a lot of money, and you just have a great time at a winery. You can go from winery to winery. And there's that's the Atherton Tablelands in northern Queensland, in eastern Australia. and it's hilly, not real mountainous, but beautiful hills, just gorgeous. And okay, has anyone seen The Man from Snowy River? If you've seen The Man from Snowy River, then you know that hut. It's in Victoria on the East Coast. And I want to say hello to Apex Comics, who says, one of these days I'll be on your show, Canadian Spider-Man. Absolutely, man. Message me at Spider_Canadian on X. And if you've got any place where you want to go and talk about anywhere in the world, man, I'd love to have you on. Absolutely. So this hut, if you've seen The Man from Snowy River, and this hut is the Jim Craig's hut, the Craig's hut, where the star of the show had his wife, and they had a great time up in the mountains there, and living a frontier life. So that's right out of the Man from Snowy River. And as a matter of fact, well, here's I can show you. I can show you. Let me stop that. Okay, yeah. If you maybe you remember this, we'll see. Remember that guy? That's the Man from Snowy River. That's the movie poster right there. That's Jim Craig, the star of the show. So yeah, that was the Craig hut, which was featured in the movie. Quite a fun movie. Old Man Bird said, I thought he was going to say it was featured in Napoleon Dynamite. No. So the Man from Snowy River, such a good man. He had the horses run down like the steepest incline. If you've seen that movie, you're never going to forget. I didn't know horses could run down, and he rode the friggin' horse down the hill. And yeah, it was incredible. The most amazing horse riding I've ever seen in a movie. So yeah. It is good to have a positive story to share at a funeral. Yes, I hope you do have a positive story. Jason Fox says, it means a lot. It's going to be a heavy day, but I'm going to stay strong and think about the good stuff. Yes, good. Glad to hear that. And let's put this back up because it's more interesting than just staring at me. There we go. So yeah, there is the Craig hut from The Man from Snowy River. And Victoria, it was we rented horses. Actually, the horses had been offspring of the horses some of the horses that were used in that movie. So the horses we did the horseback riding tour of, based out of a little town called Mansfield, which was where the film was set and filmed. It's in Victoria on the East Coast. And yeah, so if you rent horses there to do the tour, they were offspring of the actual horses that were used in the movie. And actually the fellow that was doing the horse tour guide, he was on as an extra in the movie, and he was telling us how much fun they were having. They were playing bad guys, and they had to keep cutting the film and reshooting because the bad guys were having so much fun riding around. They were smiling, and they weren't very ferocious apparently, so they had to do reshoots in some scenes. So oh yeah, there I am on the horse, as a matter of fact, so I can ride a horse. And that's that's in Mansfield, in the scene where The Man from Snowy River was filmed in Victoria. And okay, this now we're going across to Western Australia. This is a treetop walk near a town called Pemberton in southwest Australia. And it's incredible treetop walk. That's about a 500 yard walk through the treetop for the tops of the canopy. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, now this is an underground house. And this is very typical in a town called Coober Pedy. Coober Pedy in southern Australia, and it's where Mad Max was filmed. And it is so hot and a desert there that the only way the people can live is to dig underground. And they have big mining equipment because it's famous for opals and opal mining. And they use the opal mining digging equipment to dig homes for themselves. And so this is actually underground, about 20 feet down, or about 7 meters down. Stays nice and cool there. And they just dig out the place as much as big as they want. And that's where they live. And I stayed overnight there. You can rent a room in a hostel, and stay down there. Does anyone know what that is? It's in Western Australia. It is in Western Australia, near a town called Derby. Same as the Kentucky Derby is spelled, Derby. And it's in northern Western Australia. And it's a famous tree for up in that area. I also wish there was a Napoleon Dynamite too. That would be funny. Yeah, it was the best part of the movie when they were riding down the hill. Yep. Well, he was the only one that rode down the hill because no one could chase him. It was too steep. Fun and laughing bad guys. Yeah, they were having a lot of fun because they were getting paid to ride around like kids, So they used to, in Western Australia, when they used to round up Aboriginals and walk them to rehabilitation camps. This was one tree with a crack in it it's very, very old. And they used to use it when they would camp here overnight, they would use it as a prison, sadly, and round up the Aboriginals and put them inside. And that's why it is known as the prison boab tree. Boab, B-O-A-B. It's a type of tree, and it looks like that. And they're not normally used as prisons, but they are swollen at the trunk like that, and they're all misshapen. So that's typical in holy shit, tiger stripes got it. A boab tree. How the hell do you know about a boab tree? I am impressed. Wow. You nailed it. It does look like the Flintstones house, Miskatonic. You're damn right it's a boab tree. It's a prison boab tree, and it's famous in Western Australia, northwestern Australia, up near Derby, more or less. I don't know if it's related to a gum tree or not, but I'm impressed, tiger stripes. Yeah, hell yeah. That is a boab tree. A big one. Ooh. I don't know if you can see that red thing, but now we're in Tasmania. We're actually diagonally on the opposite diagonal coast of Australia. This is Tasmania. And that is a cousin, a much larger version. It's a cousin of a seahorse. And we're wearing, it was 17 degrees Celsius. So what's that in Fahrenheit? 60 something Fahrenheit, mid 60s, I guess. So it was cold, and we were down there for 45 minutes. So you'd get hypothermia if you don't put on 14 millimeters of wetsuits with the gloves and the hood, and you cover every inch of your body. And that's if no one. And I did see Tasmanian devil. Absolutely, they're roadkill all over Tasmania, sort of like skunks and porcupines are in North America. Yep, boab tree. That's exactly right. Apex Comics. And Sashi says, there's a canopy walk in our capital city, Kuala Lumpur. It's at the KL Forest Eco Park. I would love to see that. I love those types of things. Sashi, that sounds interesting. Tiger Stripe says, there's a boab tree in the children's book, The Little Prince. That's how I know. I'll be damned. Okay, well, I've obviously never read The Little Prince. So this creature we're looking at now is a weedy sea dragon. And I wish I had a better shot, but this is just a disposable underwater camera. And its head is sort of coming at us at an angle. And it's got a long snout. And it's got sort of fluffy little fins that kind of look like they're all like weeds. That's why it's called the weedy sea dragon. They're incredible. They're only found in 2 places in the world. And Tasmania Eagle Hawk Neck is one of them. And it's quite large. It's about a foot or 30 centimeters long. And Yeah, very, very cool to see them. They're pretty spectacular. It's the most impressive in any scuba diving I've ever done or any snorkeling anywhere. I'd say the weedy sea dragon is the most memorable creature I've ever seen underwater. They're incredible. And yeah, there's only two places you can see them. I don't know where the other place is. I know one is Tasmania. I don't know where the other place is. I haven't been there yet. Moving on. There is also Tasmania. That is called Wineglass Bay in eastern Tasmania. And there's a whaling station down there in the far corner of the bay. And they used to, well, harvest whales there. And there was, when they harvest the whales, the blood would spill out into the bay and it would fill and stain the whole bay to look like a red wine. And it's kind of shaped like a wine glass. So that's why it gets its name, Wineglass Bay. The whaling station is long deserted and abandoned. Tiger Stripe says that sea dragon is much bigger than I thought they'd be. Well, yeah, like I said, I've seen seahorses, and they're just tiny. They're quite small, just an inch or two. But that weedy sea dragon was a foot long, or 30 centimeters, more or less. Yeah, excellent to see, Jason. Always good, even if you can't stay. It's good to have you. Oh, and that's a wallaby. That's a rock wallaby. Climbing in the center of Tasmania. There's a mountainous area, and you can do a hike called the Walls of Jerusalem in central Tasmania. And it is actually quite cold, even though it was the middle of their summer. I had a hoodie on and a toque. It was cold. So there's a rock wallaby right in the foreground staring at us. And yeah, it was pretty high. Like it was actually pretty high. It wasn't above the alpine, the tree line of the alpine, but it was quite high. And there again, Tasmania with its now those are hops. Those are fields of hops, because Tasmania makes some incredible beer. I haven't had a bad beer coming out of Tasmania. And there is a mako shark. When I was just after I'd done the diving there in Eagle Hawk Neck, we came up, and now these guys have been known to attack humans. Hopefully not. Hopefully this one hadn't attacked anybody. But mako sharks can attack humans. But anyway, that one was captured, and I think they're going to turn it into food. But it was just, kind of cool to see a shark that had been swimming down right where we were diving. Interesting. Okay, there's Wineglass Bay. That I was just showing you, this other picture, and there it is from down on the beach. So this shot right here, Wineglass Bay, and I should have put them side by side. Sorry, folks. And there it is from down on the beach of Wineglass Bay. Apex Comics says, in reality, Aquaman would have to be 1 inch tall to ride a seahorse. He would indeed. I don't think he's... yeah. Not up to the task. Yeah, that's a nice. That was a good beach. Tasmania was pretty cold though, even in the summer. Oh, and there's a whole bunch of tourists, and there I am in the back. This was in Uluru. This was the tour group that I went to Ayers Rock, and we stayed out overnight at a place there in Uluru. And I guess I'm up there, second row on the left. And there's front row, my Japanese friend Kazu. Kazu, if you ever see this, hey, good to see you, man. And I am so sorry about stealing your bunk bed. But I was way too drunk to get to the top bunk, so you had to go there because I was not capable. Again, I'm sorry about that, Kazu. But it was a good time. We had a great tour of Uluru. Okay, now this is in Western Australia, and this is at least as impressive as Kakadu National Park. Everyone, all the tourists go to Kakadu National Park in Northern Territory. This is little known, and it's in Western Australia, and it's in northern Western Australia, and it's just every bit as impressive. And it's called Karanjini with a K. Karanjini National Park, and it's basically 5 gorges filled with fresh water that come together and meet and join up, and you can go exploring and hiking and caving through them all, and it's just incredible scenery. I haven't really seen anything else like it around. And there you go. Okay, so there's where there the I was traveling with a couple, another Canadian couple. Shout out to Brad and Beth. And Beth is standing there on the ground, and Brad is right above her. You can see right here is a spot where you can actually touch the canyon walls in this gorge, the gorge walls. It's not a canyon, it's a gorge. And I think this is Hammersley Gorge, because it starts quite narrow, and you can see like I don't know if you can see us, but Brad is straddling right above Beth's head, and I'm above Brad, like vertical with our legs on one wall, and sorry, not vertical, horizontal. Beth is vertical. We're horizontal between the walls of the gorge, and so this particular gorge starts out that narrow, and then you keep walking through it, and it's like, I don't know, a mile long or a couple of kilometers long, and it comes so that it spreads out and it gets really wide, and it's, I don't know, like half a mile wide or a kilometer wide at one point, and it's an actual forest down there, like a jungle. But it starts off that narrow, and there's water running below us, which obviously cut over time, cut its way down through the rock. But yeah, just an incredible. I highly recommend seeing Karenjini National Park in Western Australia. And that person was at the time, this was 2001. What makes something a gorge as opposed to a canyon? It's how it's carved out, and I don't know the difference. I was told it, but I've long since forgotten. But it's how it's formed over time, I guess, is one of the main ways. So this person was famous all over Australia in 2001, and at Christmas time, it just so happens I was staying with her godparents, and she was so famous that she wanted to escape away from where she was living in Brisbane, and she wanted to escape and get over to Western Australia to a little place called Collie, actually. Little place called Collie, near, kind of like Austerlind, that area, Bunbury, in southwestern Australia. And if anyone knows Big Brother, the very first Big Brother Australia version, the first season, there was a woman on there. This is her. She was the star of that show, Sarah Marie. Her name is Sarah. No, it's not Nicole Kidman. No, it's Sarah Marie Fideli. And she was famous because she had bunny ears, and she was the very first season of Big Brother in Australia. She had bunny ears that she wore all the time. And she was telling me behind the scenes, they blew their whole food budget on wine, and they always had coffee cups going around. There was no coffee in those coffee cups. It was mostly red wine, and they had no idea where the cameras were. They were all, anyway. Sarah Marie Fideli, was glad to meet her. She suckered me at backgammon. She was a shark, because I guess that's all they played there. They played a lot of backgammon, and I ended up having to give her a shoulder massage because I lost. She sharked me. But yeah, that's Sarah Marie Fideli. She's also famous for the bum dance. You can Google it if you wish, but it is called the bum dance, and it's just a silly girl thing that Australians went crazy over. Okay, so this is back to, I don't know, I should have put these in order. Sorry, folks. This is Western Australia, and this is back in Karenjini National Park, the incredible 5 gorges that all meet up and combine together. And yeah, we're jumping off the tree branch, Brad and I, into the water, because we know there's no crocodiles there because there was gigantic waterfalls, and the crocs can't come down those. So we know, and it was hot as hell. It was like 37, near 40 degrees Celsius. So that's damn near 100 Fahrenheit. And that water was fresh water, and it was refreshing and cool, and it was wonderful. And yeah, absolutely Apex Comics. If you look up Sarah Marie, or if you look up Big Brother Australia, season 1, and the girl with bunny ears, that's her, Sarah Marie Fideli. And it just so happened that I was staying with her mother and father, godmother and godfather. Yeah, there's Sarah Marie right there. And I want to say hello to Stark of Iron, who did a marathon show, and he's just listening as he winds down. Yeah, Tony, you did a hell of a show. That's why I put this off so late. I didn't want to cramp your style, man. But yeah, I'm glad to have you here. Thanks for showing up. So yeah, there's the two of us just jumping off that tree branch, knowing that there's no crocodiles there. And okay, so continuing in Western Australia. Yeah, this is in Western Australia, further up. This is up near Broome. This is Broome. This is, if memory serves, this is called Ganthium Point. Ganthium Point, and just incredible rock formations where the land meets the sea in northern Western Australia. And this is where Cable Beach is. And Cable Beach is where you can get on the camels and take a camel ride tour at sunset, which is, if you're a romantic, that's very nice. But this is Ganthium Point in famous Broome. Broome is a famous Western Australia resort town. It's famous for Japanese pearl diving. There's actually a Japanese graveyard up there that you can visit, and a lot of Japanese families that are there. There's Cable Beach right there in Broome as the sun goes down. There were crocodile warnings, so we didn't go in swimming very far. There were crocodile warnings posted all over there in northern Western Australia. So you've got some jellyfish and crocodiles and sharks. So you've got although more the cold, and I was telling this to my Canadian friends who don't want to go to Australia because of all the dangerous sea creatures. The cold weather in Canada kills more people every year by far than all of the poisonous things and dangerous things, animals in Australia, by far. Google it yourself. So anyone that knows Western Australia and Perth might recognize this is a very famous beach, very famous establishment. It's great for surfing. It is called Cottesloe with a C, Cottesloe Beach. And yeah, Cottesloe Beach is right there in Perth in Western Australia. And City Beach is a little further down. There's like 6 or 7 beaches that stretch out and they connect. And you can walk all the way down through them for hours. And it's just gorgeous. And excellent surfing. FKHC says, was there a warning of a former nuclear test site in northern Australia? No, I didn't. No warnings of that. How many die from boxing kangaroos? Surprisingly, some people do because they get too close to kangaroos. Kangaroos have been known to beat up people. I've never seen it. And that is crab. So in Western Australia, in a little town called Bunbury, which is where my brother is, you can go and out into the estuary, and the water's only up to your knees and maybe up to your junk, and you go with a scoop net and you scoop up the crab, and as you approach them, they put up their arms, which is all white underneath, and you can see them much better. I don't know why they do that. It's a terrible survival strategy. And they back up, and you put the net behind them, and they back right up into the net, and you scoop them up. And so you can get like a shit ton of crab, but between all of us, I think our limit was 30, and I think we did get 30. And now you have to have a little gauge. They have to be a certain size. You can't take any that are too small. But yeah, this was delicious crab. You can go crabbing in Western Australia, in Bunbury. And there is another beach near Fremantle, south of Perth. Fremantle is famous because AC/DC used to jam there before they got famous. Fremantle is gorgeous. And definitely people die from boxing kangaroos. That was northwestern Australia, the nuclear test sites. Oh, okay. Yep. I'm not surprised. There's beautiful. The Ningaloo Reef is there, and it is Australia's second most famous reef, and it is gorgeous. And you can see whale sharks there. It's one of the few places in the world you can see whale sharks when they migrate. And I didn't catch the whale sharks there. I caught them in Thailand, though. So that was amazing. None, but don't make a North Melbourne kangaroo angry. Well, I'm not sure that none died. Excuse me. North Melbourne. Oh, yeah, right. I get it. Because see, your avatar. North Melbourne, right? I get it. I did stop in Sydney. I did indeed. And I have probably some pictures. The Sydney Aquarium was beautiful. I stopped there and stayed with some friends in Sydney. Bondi Beach is great for surfing in Sydney. Sydney Harbour Bridge is amazing. Okay, and this is back at Karanjini, the national park, with all the gorges that you can climb in, and you can climb and hang off rocks and drop down into the water, which is fat. That's, I don't know, 20 feet up, but that was a lot of fun. If you do need to be in somewhat kind of good shape. And this is this is more of Western Australia at Ganthium Point, up along way north of Perth, like way north of Perth. Gorgeous Western Australia coastline. And that's some more of the gorges at Karanjini National Park. Incredible gorges, really narrow, and they go up like 300 feet. Just incredible. As you can see there's Brad down at the bottom of the gorge. And just incredible. If you're into hiking or even geography, or geology rather, not geography, geology, it's a fascinating place. Yeah, more silly stuff hanging off of rocks. And if you go to Perth, you can watch the storms come in from the ocean because you're facing west, right? The sun sets in the west in Australia, oddly enough, and you can watch the sunset go down, and then you can watch the storms roll in. And this was around, I spent Christmas there, and you get some wicked storms around Christmas. And I just happened, that's with a film camera, by the way. I caught that. It isn't a digital rapid fire. That's a friggin' film camera. And I did get a shit ton of crabs. We could get I think there was 4 of us, and we could harvest up to 30. It was fantastic. We ate every one of them. I want to say hello to DJ Ronnie G. Hello. We're just looking at some lightning off the coast of Perth, Western Australia, and I managed to catch that one. Ooh, and that also was with a film camera. I just happened to time it right. Mind you, I took like 3 rolls of film of just stupid lightning trying to catch it. But yeah, that's off the coast of Perth. City Beach, that is. City Beach. Before midnight. And then it started getting closer, so I ran away and went inside. Okay, now does anyone know? This is in Western Australia, and this is a famous tourist attraction in Western Australia. It's about a 2-hour drive north of Perth, if memory serves. Anyone is familiar with that, but there's a whole bunch of these, and they're like hundreds of them, and they're just all through this desert. And basically it's where little hard spots of limestone had hardened, I guess, or some minerals were hardened, and so the rain ate away and washed away all the dirt around these things except where the hard spots were, and the hard spots sort of served as caps, and these are known as the pinnacles. These are the pinnacles, and in Western Australia, and there's Canada in Alberta has some similar called the hoodoos. The hoodoos in the Hoodoo Gurus, an Australian band, as a matter of fact, a good Australian band back in the day. But yeah, you like that shot? Yeah, that was with film camera. That was not an SLR, man. That was a point and shoot. If it was a SLR, I'd have a lot better photos to show you. But yeah, that's a film camera, 35 mil point and shoot. That's it. Because that would even be more remarkable on a point and shoot. That was on a point and shoot, man. There's no digital, no SLR, no nothing. But I respect your skill if it was a manual. No, it wasn't a manual SLR. Nope. Oh, you were stuck in the past? Oh, well, welcome to the present, DJ Ronnie G. So that's the Pinnacles Desert, and that's a pretty cool spot. And up near there is something called the Pink Lake. So you can go and see the Pink Lake and the Pinnacles north of Perth. And this is Fremantle, just south of Perth. This is you can get here from Fremantle. You can take the ferry. This is Rottnest Island, and you take the ferry from Fremantle. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's an hour and a bit on a very fast ferry, hydrofoil type ferry. We went out to Rottnest Island. It is spelled Rottennest, as in the Rottnest Island in the world, but it's a gorgeous island. I don't know why they named it that. And so yeah, you can catch it the ferry from Fremantle and take it out there and stay overnight. They've got hotels, they've got camping out there. It's popular for university and high school students to go for their spring breaks. Which yeah, be careful. I got caught there without knowing that, and it was crowded, and I ended up staying in a tent. And there's sunset from Western Australia, from Perth. And hey, yeah, I'm glad you're here, DJ. Thanks. You're welcome. And yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this shot as well. And this is just a shitty point and click film camera. Okay, does anyone? This is Southern Australia. Now we're around. So we've gone north, east, west. This is the final coast. This is Southern Australia, and these are very famous. You can go along what's called the Great Ocean Road, and all along southern Victoria, the state of Victoria, and along to Southern Australia. The Great Ocean Road goes all along the southern coast, and it also passes by a famous beach called Bell's Beach that was made famous in Point Break with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves. So they end up going to a famous competition at the end. It was Bell's Beach. So the Great Ocean, we went to actually Bell's Beach after this. It's on the Great Ocean Road. And these, if anyone knows about them, they're pretty famous in Australia. They're known as the 12 Apostles. The 12 Apostles, or the Apostles. And they're just the stone formations out from the cliffs, where just a product of erosion. Now, actually, where I grew up in New Brunswick in eastern Canada, they have very similar, and they're called the flower pots because they're bigger and they have trees on top. So they look like giant flower pots, but similar. So New Brunswick also has those in eastern Canada. Yeah. So that is the Apostles in Southern Australia, and accessed on the Great Ocean Road. And we're back to the start, folks. So I told you it was going to be under an hour. Oh yeah, we're less than 50 minutes. So that is Uluru, Ayers Rock, the big red center. Yeah, I wish I had an SLR camera. I apologize for the quality of these photos. I really wish I had. Man, if had I known the incredible shots I was going to take backpacking around Australia, I would have got a better camera. But then again, I might have broken it. And, I might have, when you have expensive gear, you're always worried about it. I usually travel, I travel like I'm a homeless person almost. I don't worry about anything getting taken. Yeah, that's Ayers Rock as the sun has set, or Uluru. And you could climb on top. We had a choice. We could climb on top. We could walk around it. And I chose to walk around it, and there was quite a few people climbing up on it. But now the Aboriginal people of the area, they don't say that you can't climb on top of it, but they ask you not to climb on top of it, and it's because they feel responsible. People have died climbing off it. The winds are terrible up there, and it's slippery and smooth. So, and it's rounded. It's very rounded. So if you start going, you're gone. There's nothing you can do. So people do die, and one Japanese tourist chased her hat, and she died just the month before I had toured there. So the Aboriginal people, of the caretakers of that area, they don't want anyone to die, and so they ask you kindly to not climb it, but you can climb it. They understand people want to go and explore it and see it, but they'd rather you didn't, but they're not telling you that you can't. So anyway, yeah, it's very rounded. It's very rounded, and it's a porous stone. There's little tiny holes all through it. It was incredible. So anyway, there you go. There's a lot of Western Australia. I was just thrilled with the seafood in Western Australia, the marron and everything else. And there's a sailboat. I don't know why I was climbing that. I think I was excited. I think there were girls on the boats, and I had energy, and I got excited. Bikinis, I got to climb something. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah, there's giant crocodiles. And if you see your boat driver in a crocodile river, it looks like me, you should be worried. Oh, DJ Ronnie, what type of sea bug? Well, that is I've never seen them anywhere but Western Australia. They're freshwater. It's not a shrimp or a lobster. Tiger stripes guessed both of those. That is what's known as a marron. A marron, 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 and it's basically a freshwater lobster, and it's delicious. It tastes just like lobster. But anyway, folks, that was the show. It's just a short one. I found, like I said, I found these old photos on a CD, and I hadn't seen them in a long time, and I just wanted to explore them and see what we had there. So there we go. There is Australia in a quick tour around the whole perimeter. We touched all four sides there in a backpack, and that took me a year to go around. I took my time and went around and had a lot of fun in Northern Territory. That was a lot of fun. Kakadu National Park is incredible. Yeah, the Mary River, just incredible. And yeah, I had never seen a marron before either, DJ Ronnie G. I'd never heard of them, but I think I've never seen them anywhere in the world except for Western Australia. And you can see them, they can crawl a long way, and sometimes you find them in like water ponds that are made for cows in farmers' fields, like kilometers or miles inland, and from any streams or any lakes, and you don't know how they got there. They apparently they can't fly, so they must have crawled. But anyway, pretty impressive. But anyway, folks, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you being here. Just a little quick backpacking tour around Australia. And there's on top of Jim Jim Falls. Yeah, there's from below Jim Jim Falls in Kakadu, which is an incredible tour in Northern Territory. Kakadu National Park in Northern Territory is worth, because you drive straight up through it. If you hit Uluru, you can drive straight north, and you can hit Kakadu National Park, and the Jim Jim Falls are incredible, and there's the view from on top of those falls, just absolutely gorgeous. Northern Territory, this is the center, the big red center, just incredible. Everything about Australia, the wineries, the Atherton Tablelands, yeah, and I highly recommend going to Mansfield and going on a horseback riding tour. That was a lot of fun. So, friends, thanks for being here, and yeah, I really appreciate you watching along with us. So, have a good night, everybody, and I think we'll end it there. All right, we'll catch you next Thursday. We'll go somewhere around the world. Have a good night.